Hello everybody, it's Big Al with some more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So, I've done something like this kind of video before. I am going to talk about early newcomers, free to play, early seasons. I'm going to talk about commanders. So, if you're free to play, or even a low spender, this is the second season on this account. You are going to see a lot of commanders with Respect 0, Respect 1, Respect 2. Now, it's important to know which commanders you can use and when, and which commanders are there to give you time until you can get some of the other ones. Okay? So, I'm going to start with Frodo first off. Frodo is a tank, and his best tank skill is Master of Bag End. And then second is Ring Bearers at Respect 4. Well, he does become an effective tank even at Respect 1 when you're looking at the alternatives. Okay? Because again, you're going to have commanders with low respect. Gandalf the Grey, I'm going to use him as an example. It's important for him to have respect level 2 so that you get White Council. It's one of the most important skills in the game. It's definitely one of the most used. So, him you really want respect 2 before you're using him, because the healing is okay, but it's not as good as it should be, and then the other skill is for dual blows. Now, a lot of people think, oh, look, I have Aragon respect level 1. Well, he's a legendary commander. Well, Faramir's just an epic. I don't care that he's respect level 4. But this is what I'm going to show you. Now, let's go into Aragon. And he's a damage dealer. His 2 damage skills are Andril and Strider. Well, his second damage dealing skill opens up at respect level 2. And this is just a support one. Okay, so him as a damage dealer, he's only got 1 respect item open, or 1 respect damage skill open. Now let me go into Faramir. Okay, Last Steward and Rangers of Ithilien are his damage skills. That's 2 damage skills. Okay, so without even crunching numbers, you're already going to be able to tell, hey, he's going to do more damage as a damage commander. Some of the important things that you also have to look at for like damage dealers is their damage. Okay, as you see, we're going to go off the base value. Aragon's 15 to 18, and Faramir is 11 to 13. Yes, Aragon does more damage per hit, but with Faramir having 2 damage skills, he's getting extra skill damage every round. And you also bring up your damage by your weapons or possibly an accessory if it's a gold accessory. So let's take a look. Like here's Dane, okay? Dane, in my opinion, and many others, is the best damage dealer in the game. Again, we're going to go to his damage skills. He's got Ironfoot, he's got Durin's Blood, and he's got King Under the Mountain. So he's got 3. But again, only 1 is opened until respect level 2. So, and this respect level 2 was Durin's Blood. So let me go up to Dwalin, who is an epic commander that I just ascended. So I'm going to also explain that too. But he was respect level 4, and he had Durin's Blood and Experienced Warrior. So he's got the 2 damage skills available. That is one of the great things about Dwalin is he buys time for your other damage dealers to get respect levels. I believe that 2 epic commanders that absolutely 100% should be ascended are Dwalin and Boromir. Now, Boromir is a support tank. Yeah, actually, that's probably most accurate. A support commander, but he can also be used as tank. He's got the Warden skill that gives evade. He's got air, which gives him added defense that modifies off command. And he also has an attack for 3 allied formations that modifies off command. And at level 10, it affects all 4. So he is a good support commander. for being epic. And again, so he's got 3 different skills that help formations. Okay, now let me go to, let's see here. I'm just going to go to Erwin, okay, because I have her open. She has a healing skill, and she has a damage skill. Well, she's got 2 more support skills on respect level 2 and respect level 4. Now with Boromir, I am getting 3 different support skills. Granted, they are slightly different, where Erwin's is heal, and then she also has one for defense for the other formations. I mean, they are a little bit different kind of support commanders, but it's the same kind of thing. Boromir can help take hits if you don't have a tank like Frodo or Falcon, early game. So he can be your tank. Also believe in ascending him. And because that's the same thing, he's buying you time to get, say, if you want to use Frodo, get Frodo's respect levels up, or Falcon's, or any of the other tanks. So if you click on, say, your epic commanders, you see how it says awaiting ascension? I'm going to go to Boromir. If you click on that, you need 30 epic respect items, and then you need 10 of the legendary. But over here on the right, this is what it shows you is the increase on his base stats. So with him being a support commander, the command is the most important one. So it would give me an extra 38 command, and then hit points as well is a good one. Would give me another 300 hit points. Now let's go to Faramir. And this was the same thing with Dwalin. As you see, this shows with the gear as well. But you're adding an extra 3 damage to the low end and to the high end. You're adding hit points, and then you're also adding skill points. So these are things to think about. I do know people that will ascend Faramir as well. I just prefer Dwalin. I believe he is going to do more damage than Faramir. So these are things to think about when you are leveling up your commanders. Okay, certain ones, Eowyn has an argument to ascend her. Haragon, same thing. And I'm just going to go through the good sides right now. Okay, you got Merry and Pip, and I don't know if it's the same for all Season 1 and Season 2s, but your Merry and Pip's going to get to respect level 4. They give out the most respect and imitation for them. But like Ori, for instance, he is not somebody you need to use the respect items on to get him to respect level 4. He is not going to help you in any way on your army. Haldar is another one that, as a damage dealer, he is last. I mean, you have Dwalin first, you have Faramir second, and I would even put Eowyn over Haldir. So, think about that. Now, when you're leveling up your legendary commanders, okay, don't try to just, these are all respect level 1. Let me get all my legendaries to respect level 2. No, do not do that. Be selective. So, for me, right now, I am going to be using Frodo. I'm going to be using Gandalf the Grey. And Gandalf the Grey, if you don't have Gandalf the White, is very important. I'll probably level up Aragorn as well. And then probably Gimli, because Gimli's another good damage dealer. And those are probably the only legendaries I'm going to focus on leveling. So if I get the other respect items, I'm either going to use them to ascend either a Dwalin, a Boromir, maybe Faramir or Eowyn, or I'm going to trade them in the Matham exchange for the respect items for one of the commanders that I want to use. So not all commanders are equal. Be selective, pick a few. My suggestion is pick 6 commanders total that you want to level and focus on those until you get them to a decent respect level. Because first and foremost, you want one main formation, 4 commanders, one main army, 4 commanders. You want them to be your highest levels, best gear, because that's who you're going to use the most. That's who you're going to have to use for big tiles. That's who you're going to use for fighting. That's who you're going to use to hit defenders on keeps or passes. And then you have a couple extra that you're going to help. That way you can either rotate them into the main army, depending on the situation, or it's the start of your second B team. Okay? So think about those things about the commanders. I hope this gives some clarity on some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to commanders and respect levels. Again, I highly recommend Dwalin and Boromir to ascend them, because Dwalin buys you time for your better damage dealers, and Boromir is a good support, and he will help your army tremendously, because supports are very important in this game, especially when you get more and more seasons under your belt. You're going to see a lot more players running 2 or 3 supports in an army. So that's all I got for today, guys. And so as always, make the most out of what you got.